What's up, sexy bitches? Is this working? Yeah, so I've been wanting to make this video for a few days now, but I've been really fucking busy. This is about Joe Rogan, okay? This is about Joe Rogan. This is not necessarily for Joe Rogan, but I really do hope Joe Rogan hears this, and it's not anything bad, but I'm gonna get into it. Okay, I'm gonna get into it. So I've been a fan of Joe Rogan's for a long time, and I'm a huge fan of comedy. I've always been a fan of comedy, and I've always been a huge science physics nerd. So his podcast is I listen to it all the time. It's gotten me through to find myself again and integrate these new thoughts into treating myself. And I noticed something I think a lot of people have too, and it's that he seems to have people on the show that support his biases. Now, not all of the time. I guess he says, I want to see what they have to say, and they're friends of mine, and I understand how that is because, I have friends of all kinds, and we really get along. We don't talk about politics and stuff like that, but I used to do a podcast with my friend Solly, and I still love him to this day. He's more right-leaning, but if we were to do a podcast again, I wouldn't say, oh, your opinions are false or bullshit. I'm not going to do that. But so, I get it to an extent, but at the same time, it's always the same kind of people. But that's not really what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is one specific person he had on the podcast and one specific issue that he talks about. And the point of this video is not, this isn't about his political beliefs, though I believe he is a nice guy. This is about one person and one video in specific that he made. And I'm going to get into that right the fuck now. I was at work and I was listening to an episode with this guy, Paul Saladino. My brain just started going. I'm just like, that's not right. That's not right. I don't think that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. And I just wrote down the stuff that I thought was misinformation. I know the word salad is in his name, his last name, but he actually came on the show to talk about how toxic vegetables were. And I just thought, all right, okay. And then it kept going on, and I'm just like, man, this is what ultimately caused me to make the video, is because, and I've heard him say this on a few occasions, but I'm going to start off with this, okay? So, Joe, Vegans Look Bad Rogan, he said vegans, they look bad. They just look physically, and they're cult-like, is what he said. No, I don't take offense to it. I'm not one of those vegans that's culty and every other vegan or whatever. I'm chill. If there's a little butter in my food, I'm not gonna freak out, okay? But this is what Joe Rogan said. All right, okay. So let me show you this, okay? Okay, there it is. Now, that's a real ass. It's not the Kim Kardashian tumor diaper butt. It's not Kim K's tumor diaper butt. That is a real ass. And that's a vegan ass, okay? That's a vegan ass, okay? So, you can still be healthy, put on muscle, look good, and be vegan. Being vegan is healthier, a lot healthier than being an only meat eater. But, okay, so now that you've seen my ass, Joe, NAD drip, elk meat, Rogan, I get it, okay, but hear me out. There's a lot of people that listen to this, okay? And not everything works for everybody. If that's your opinion, that's fine, but your opinion is not scientific fact. And here's why. He mentioned how an all meat diet helps you rid your body of free radicals, reduces your chances of diabetes. I don't know what kind of science they're basing this off of, but the doctors that I've talked to would probably tell you to cut back on your meat consumption. Eating only meat can cause high cholesterol, blood pressure, heart issues, organ issues, digestive issues. It could cause weight gain, inflammation, tooth decay, stomach ulcers. I mean, granted, everything could, right? The fucking sky could fall and we could all die. But I'm just saying, man, don't talk shit on vegans because we know a little bit more than you think. We are not a cult. Well, I guess some are, but I'm actually pretty chill. And he was talking about, being in ketosis, a state of ketosis. Ketosis is when you're peeing out ketones, and essentially what that means is that your body is breaking down fat or is in a state of fat loss, and you're peeing it out or some shit. People work differently. Some things work differently for people, but I don't want people to watch that video and think I'm only going to go eat meat now. I'm not going to eat as many vegetables, because trust me, it's not going to work. And they're saying that it puts you in a state of ketosis. It helps clear up free radicals. But the thing is, meat is carcinogenic. Yeah, we're not perfect. Okay, sometimes we like to sniff glue, whatever. Things like steak and chicken, they have free radicals in them. I'm pretty sure that a study showed that eating a piece of steak was equivalent to like smoking a pack of cigarettes. I don't know if that's true, but they said that's how much like toxicity and free radicals are in meat. Meat causes vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction is what makes the blood vessels, and that can cause high blood pressure. It can cause, oxygen needed blood to be cut off from parts of your body, and restricts angiogenesis, or the strain and stress on your body. It gets stuck. It gets stuck in your colon, okay? A lot of meat gets stuck in your colon, and that's why people get colon cancer, is because it's hard to break down meat. And if all you're eating is meat, there's going to be a lot of meat in your colon. And it rots. It sits there and it rots in your colon. You don't poop it all out because you can't. And that is what a lot of people don't know. And apparently you can be vegan and enter a state of ketosis several times. If you do go vegan, you're probably going to need to up your calorie game or your protein game at some point. Protein and fat are what people use to put on weight. The reason I know this is because I was in a state of ketosis at one point, and I had no idea, and I was getting UTIs. And I went because I was like, I have a UTI, and I peed, and the doctor was like, you do have a little bit of UTI, but I'm noticing there's also ketones in your pee. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck's in my pee? I thought, oh shit, do I have a kidney stone? Like, what's a ketone? Like, what is, please? And she's like, no. It just means you're in a state of ketosis. And I'm like, oh my God, what is a state of ketosis? She's like, well, it just means your body's like breaking down fat or muscle. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, but there was a reason for that. And I said, well, what should I do? I said, because I mean, she's like, just eat more calories. And I'm like, I eat like big, dense meals. And I said, so it's should I start eating more meat? And she actually said, no, that is not good for you. It actually will fuck up and I quote, it can really fuck with your kidney and your liver. And I know this Paul Saladino guy is, he's very smart. He's a scientist. He's intelligent. But I just think that he has an opinion on this that's creating some kind of bias. So it's causing him to spread misinformation. And another thing, Joe was dissing this vegan guy, some vegan guy who this could be a made up story. I don't know. He probably saw a vegan guy somewhere. He's like, he looked bloated. But like, that's just like rude to say that stuff and like make people feel like, oh, like if I eat this, I'm gonna look bloated and sick and ugly. If I eat this, I'm gonna look sick, bloated, and ugly. I should eat only meat like Joe Rogan. That could be super harmful for somebody. Many reasons that could be super harmful for somebody. So especially when you talk about how people need to get healthy, and we need to be talking about diet, nutrition, stuff like that, especially during a time of COVID. Dude, after people eat food, they look bloated, right? I wouldn't say more than any other person. But you know, it's gonna help clear out all that junk, and you know, you'll take a shit, maybe three, probably three, fart a few times, and you'll be perfectly fine. Yeah, I get bloated sometimes. Not like, I guess my bloated, you can't really tell, like it, or maybe you can a little bit because I am very small, but my bloated just me, I think it just looks like normal. But listening to you and do listen to you for certain advice, that to say, to have somebody on there that says all meat, only meat, elk meat, this is what helped me, like, okay, that's what helped you, I get it, but you cannot say that vegetables are toxic. Like, what on earth? Said vegans go into states of ketosis too. I think probably, if not more so than people that eat meat. I think, yeah, if you stop eating carbs or something, like, and glucose, you might start to pee out some ketones, but like the rest of it, I mean, I'm not really sure. I know it's not very hard to have a sustainable thing. I mean, yeah, you can work out, but like having a vegan lifestyle is, I think it's more sustainable. I think eating all that meat is potentially like harmful, and I don't quite understand how that would help somebody lose weight or get healthier. But again, I don't know. What works for you works for you. I do know that is the, pretty much, they call it the keto diet, but it's pretty much the Atkins diet, and he died of a heart attack. So you're giving us a bad name, Joe. You're giving vegetables a bad name. Like, I'm a little bit upset. And I'm sure he knows, like, not all vegans are like this. I'm sure he knows, but I don't know. I thought it was a little tacky. Because I don't say things like that about people that only eat meat. Like, I don't. You know, whatever works for you, boo, do it. I let people be themselves, and I don't judge them, and I just think a lot of people are not that way. They want you to let them be themselves and agree with you, but when you're a different way, they don't like it. They don't like when you're different from them, and I just think that that's... I'd like to know your guys' opinions. I'm just saying... There we go. Okay. I'm just saying that, the fuck am I saying? Vegans ain't nothing to fuck with. 3 times a day. I poop 3 times a day. So that's where I am. High five. So I don't know if this gets, if I don't fucking think anybody even cares, but if this does get sent to Joe Rogan, you know, stop saying that dudes that don't eat meat are less of a man, and they don't get aggressive and monkey-like and more like you, or be like, you know, like that's what makes them manly. We have these, I'm not gonna call them grifters, but they're like meat eaters that are they just only eat meat. Guys don't need to eat meat to be manly. Like, that's just, and they don't need to be manly to be manly. Like, it's just, I don't know. We are not monkeys. We are not monkeys anymore. Some of us might be, but we've evolved, and I believe that we'll continue to evolve until we look like aliens. We're not, like, if you look at our teeth, our teeth, our skulls, our facial structure, our digestive system has evolved and changed so much. Evolved as in got better, to be more sustainable, productive, less harming on our bodies.
Offered compelling evidence that mankind's DNA was deliberately manipulated by an extraterrestrial intelligence sometime in the ancient past.
Our bodies are designed to eat a more well-balanced diet. If that were the case, our organs would be slightly different, maybe a little bigger. Our teeth would be massively bigger. Even our mouths would be bigger. But our digestive systems have evolved with our teeth, and so on and so forth, to eat a more healthy, balanced diet, I guess, of various things. My opinion is eat a balanced diet. Eat a balanced diet. Eat mostly a plant-based diet, but if you want to have some meat, have some meat. Have some vegetables, soy milk, whatever, yogurt, if you like yogurt, oatmeal, cereal, potatoes, green beans, turkey, you know, just eat a balanced diet, okay? But I believe that it should be mostly plant-based. That is my opinion, and that's that's many doctors' opinions. I know that by eating more vegetables, your body certainly cleans itself out more. It has so many antioxidants and vitamins, nutrients, essential things in there. In fact, 1 cup of broccoli has 3 times more protein in it than a piece of chicken. I'm not making stuff up here. I'm not saying that like meat is entirely bad. If that's what works for you, cool. Like, okay, awesome. I'm not a doctor. I've just probably been doing, I've been experimenting with things. Yeah, I just really was upset at him saying like vegans look bad and aren't healthy. Like, and also too, meat's expensive, okay? It is. Meat's more expensive than vegetables. I think living a cheap, sustainable, healthy life is cheaper being a vegan. You could get beans for 99 cents and tofu for $2.99 as opposed to a bag of chicken or like a steak for like $14. I'm just saying, Joe and this Paul Saladino guy probably have, the resources to be able to eat deer meat and elk meat. But like, Joe, where the fuck am I going to get elk meat? Like, where the fuck is anybody going to get elk meat? I mean, I used to live in Astoria, Queens, and I lived right down the street on Steinway where there was all kinds of like Middle Eastern restaurants and all kinds of groceries. And dude, it smelled like shit. It smelled like shit. When I walked past, they had straight up like cows and probably had an elk, a buffalo, a peacock, a flamingo, skinned, all kinds of meat. Any kind of meat you wanted, you go in there. Clams, rabbit, duck, cows hanging from the, and I'm just like, but I get it. Like, it is a cultural thing to eat certain things and stuff like that. But if you wanted meat, you went there. And I lived down the street from it, and let me tell you, it smelled like a rotting dead body. It smelled like a rotting dead body. Shout out Astoria, Queens. Anyway, this Paul Saladino guy, Paul Saladino was talking about being vegan. It causes you to have cavities and your teeth to break down. My teeth have only gotten stronger over the years. Now, I don't know why that is, but here's my teeth. I drink Monster energy drinks, and I drink orange juice and acidic things like carotene and kale are actually very good for your teeth. They have a lot of calcium in them. They have things like vitamin K. A lot of those things are very good. And I make sure I get a lot of vitamin D too. My teeth were actually worse, and I remember struggling with like enamel stuff or whatever. I no longer deal with that. I take really good care of my teeth, and I have really good teeth, but it's not like anything. I have nice teeth. Here's the kicker. I'm a light smoker, and I hate to admit that, and I do tell my doctors that. They're aware, but I have probably 2 or 3 cigarettes a day at most. I don't know if that's proof to you. I don't know if the proof is in the pudding. Maybe that's just what works for me, and maybe different things work for different people, but maybe it's genetics. I don't know. Like, take what you kind of normally eat and think how you can maybe alternate most of that stuff to be the healthier version. I've seen people get healthier, have more energy, lose weight, and be able to live a more sustainable life, not really have to diet on a plant-based lifestyle. So I just want to say, like, I don't think that spreading misinformation about vegetables and meat and stuff like that, it's just the whole vegetables are bad for you and toxic and vegans look bad. No, just no, man. Vegans look like shit. Not all vegans are like this. Not all meat eaters look healthy. So, I'm a normal person. I'm not perfect. I do a lot of things that would contradict a lot of the stuff you're saying. And I'm just noticing that it's maybe not what you think. It's maybe not what you think. I would research it a little bit more and I would look it up. But I think if anything, like, I've gotten younger and healthier over the years. I think I've gotten younger and healthier over the years. I don't know, but I like vegetables. I like things that like make your breath bad and make you kind of gassy.
But I miss me when
maybe. And like, I know the word salad is in his name, but